All right. Hey, English file students. I'm just going to give you guys another quick review here for week number 2 in our class. So here is a review of some grammar and vocabulary that might be helpful for you guys. All right, so this is from 1B, so English file. This is what we're talking about. So we reviewed or we learned about the future forms, which are will, be going to, and present continuous. So you can see here, if we remember, we use will to make decisions. So what I mean is when we think and we speak, or we decide and we speak at the same time. So this is often useful when we're ordering food or we have to make a quick decision, right? So maybe my daughter thinks that her homework is difficult. Maybe I want to read a book or something, but I decide, okay, I will help you with your homework. All right. And then the second reason why we use this is to make predictions. But remember, we don't have any evidence. So I'm in a room, there are no windows in here, but I can say, oh, I think it will rain later. I actually have no idea. I cannot see anything. There's no evidence, just my feeling, just my opinion, something that I think will happen. All right. So we go from making decisions to plans. So with going to, we're going to talk about plans, things that I intend to do, things that I want to do. So I decided and then I speak, right? So I decide something and then I speak that thing. So, I can say, she's going to study abroad next year. That's her plan, right? I'm going to drink some beers tonight, right? That's my plan. That's my intention. That's something that I want to do tonight. Maybe I made that plan with a friend, right? Oh, I'm going to drink some beers with Bill tonight. Maybe I made that arrangement with Bill. Okay, and then we can also use be going to make predictions, but the difference with will and be going to is that we have some evidence. So if you look at this picture here, the sky is very dark, maybe it's windy, sometimes we can even smell the rain, right? So I can say, oh, look at the clouds, it is going to rain. I can see it, I think that it's going to happen. It might not happen. That's why we still say it's a prediction. But I look at it and it's probably going to happen. So I just kind of have a look at that up there. Okay. So yeah, so I use going to, right, to often talk about, to talk about like, I think you're going to have a plan. I think you're going to have a plan. So I'm always going to ask, what are you going to do this weekend? Oh, what are you going to do after class? I assume you have a plan. So this is better than saying, what will you do after class? What are you going to do after class is better. Okay. And then, yeah, so for the visual clue for number 2, yeah, just we have to see it. Oh no, that child is running really quickly. He is going to fall down, right? He is going to fall down. I can see that thing is happening. Okay, and then the third one here is present continuous. So we're going to talk about the present continuous here for the future. So this is making arrangements in the future. So the difference between going to and present continuous is just that it's a strong plan, something that I think is 100% or 99% it is happening. So often I look at like my calendar and I see, hey, I am teaching this class on Monday. I am going to the gym tomorrow at 11:30. I booked it in my app. It's 100%. I am going. I am doing. I am having. It's usually 100%. Okay, so yeah, usually as you can see there, it has like a specific time or a specific date, and it often includes other people, right? So I've often made an arrangement. Hey, do you want to meet tonight at 5:30? Yes, I do. Okay, cool. We've made an arrangement. I am meeting you at 5:30 tonight. Okay, so that's the grammar review. So remember, will, be going to, present continuous. Just as the plan, as the decision becomes stronger, we move from will, be going to, and present continuous. Okay, and then we talked about family and personality. So just remember some family vocabulary like immediate family or nuclear family, which is like either your husband and wife and your children, or if you're not married, that's that's your parents and your siblings. Your extended family is usually your cousins and your aunts and your grandmother and your grandfather and your nieces and your nephews. Okay, and then some other terms that we learned is stepmother, half-brother, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, and then single parent families, which also you found or you could see in the textbook as well. All right, just some things that we talked about from the communicative activity. So I get on well with my sister. We have a lot in common. We also talked about things like be like and look like as well in there, and that's at the bottom of this document as well. Okay, and then the last thing we talked about was personality adjectives. So I gave you guys all the notes, and I can put those in the comments as well, or in the description as well. But we talked about positive adjectives like friendly, outgoing, reliable, confident, sensitive, patient, self-confident, responsible, right? And then we talked about some negative ones as well: moody, stubborn, shy, selfish, spoilt. And then the other one we could say is sensitive. Remember, sensitive has two meanings. One means, oh, I'm very caring. I think about you. I'm worried about you. And then the second meaning is, Matt, what's wrong with your hair? What happened? What happened? Maybe I'm too nervous. I'm easily hurt or easily offended. So be careful. Sensitive has two meanings. And then we can use, like, if we want to change it to an opposite, we can use a prefix like un, dis, in, im, and ir. So we can change it from friendly to unfriendly, reliable, unreliable, organized, disorganized. We can change those as well. Okay, so that was kind of personality adjectives, and then we also did a few reading topics in the textbook or in this week. We talked about eating and drinking at the right time, or maybe we did that last week, but here's it's for you anyway. So just kind of, we talked about like eating at the right times. What time should you drink coffee? What time should you eat dinner? Things like that. So here's some other vocabulary like balanced diet, metabolism, nutrients, portion control. Okay, just some new vocabulary for you guys to study. Okay, and then on last class, we talked about the birth order and personality. So we talked about like the youngest child is charming and outgoing. We talked about the middle child is relaxed and sociable. Oldest children tend to be responsible or a leader, have leadership, right? And then only children tend to be ambitious and responsible. All right, so one thing you can do, again, really important, that not only do we learn, but we try to activate this. So we try to practice this, we try to activate this. So you can write 5 sentences, or you can think about 5 things. Think about your aunt, think about your uncle, think about your dad, think about your brother, your sister, your kids. What do they look like? What are they like, right? So be like and look like are a little bit different. Remember, be like, I'm asking about their personality. Look like, I'm asking about their physical traits. And then another thing, if you want to practice the grammar, you can think about 3 things that you're going to do this weekend, or you can make a decision right now. Oh, coffee or tea? I'll have some coffee. Remember that if we think in English is also a really, really good way to activate and remember what we learned in class. So there you go. Have a good weekend, and see you next week.